Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? Then, from one thing to another, M. Hamel went on to talk of the French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Then he opened his grammar book and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy. I think, too, that I had never listened so carefully, and that he had never explained everything with so much patience. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. Here, M. Hamel blamed the parents for not taking interest in their children's studies. He also blamed himself for asking his students to water his plants or giving them a holiday from school when he wanted to go fishing. Then M. Hamel told the class that the French language was the most beautiful, clearest, and most logical language in the world, and they all must guard it and never forget. According to M. Hamel, their French language would be a key to their prison as they were enslaved by the foreign force. M. Hamel then opened a grammar book and read to the class. Franz was amazed to see how well he understood everything, and he realized that he had not paid much attention in the classroom before, and also that M. Hamel had never explained everything with so much patience. It seemed to Franz that M. Hamel on that day wanted to give them all he knew before going away from Alsace. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. That day, M. Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand. France, Alsace. France, Alsace. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desk. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper. Once some beetles flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest ones, who worked right on dressing their fish hooks, as if that was French too. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low, and I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? After grammar, they had a lesson in writing. M. Hamel had brought new copies with France and Alsace written on them. Everyone in the class was busy writing. One could only hear the scratching of the pens over paper. It seemed M. Hamel wanted everyone in the class to learn French at a stroke. Friends looked at the cooing pigeons and thought if they too would be forced to coo in German. Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little schoolroom. Fancy! For 40 years he had been there in the same place, with his garden outside the window and his class in front of him. Just like that. Only the desk and benches had been worn smooth. The walnut trees in the garden were taller, and the hop vine that he had planted himself twined about the windows to the roof. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all, poor man, to hear his sister moving about in the room above, packing their trunks, for they must leave the country next day. When everyone in the class was busy doing work, friends saw M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair. He was staring at one thing after another in the schoolroom, as if he wanted to remember how everything looked. For 40 years he had given his service to the school, and now he had to leave his garden, house, and school. His sister was packing their stuff in trunks, and they had to leave the next day. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. After the writing, we had a lesson in history, and then the babies chanted their ba, be, bi, bo, boo. Down there at the back of the room, old Hauser had put on his spectacles and holding his primer in both hands, spelled the letter with them. You could see that he too was crying. His voice trembled with emotion, and it was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh and cry. Ah, how well I remember it, that last lesson. After the writing work, they had a lesson in history, and then the smaller children chanted their phonetics, and old Hauser, holding his primer, joined them, and old Hauser was crying, and his voice trembled with emotion. Friends and other kids looked at him and felt like laughing and crying at the same time. All at once, the church clock struck 12, then the Angelus. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Prussians, returning from drill, sounded under our windows. M. Hamel stood up, very pale, in his chair. I never saw him look so tall. My friends, said he, I, but something choked him. He could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and bearing on with all his might, he wrote as large as he could, Viva la France. Then he stopped and leaned his head against the wall, and without a word he made a gesture to us with his hand. School is dismissed. You may go. Then the church clock struck 12, and they all said Angelus. Angelus meaning is a prayer. So all the students said a prayer. And at that time, the trumpets of Prussian soldiers could be heard. They were returning from drill. M. Hamel stood up. He seemed so tall. Here, to seem so tall means he looked very confident. He became so emotional. He just could not utter a word. He went to the blackboard and wrote in large letters, Viva la France, which meant long live France. He gave signal to everyone to leave as class was dismissed. So here, students, the whole lessons reading as well as explanation gets over.